Show, it's your bud AVTPro, and I guess I'm doing a couple of live videos or audios, not particularly direct live videos with me yet, I guess. But anyway, I want to show you something that I have been experimenting with, and that is Google Earth. I want to show you, here is a, yikes, now why did that do that? I have a, what's this? Anyway, this is my Facebook. Anyway, here is a model that I modeled, or a site that I modeled. I scanned it first. I actually shot my drone around it and then took photo scans of that, and then generated data from that. But I eventually just wound up modeling it. But there's a couple of sites here, and you can't see the tags so well. I got this video size really small, but here's one of the sites. Here is one of the buildings, where empty warehouses that I was spelunking, and it was here's a water tower. And the big thing about this water tower, and it's a beautiful thing about FPV, which, you know, the FAA seems to have a problem of, but this is in a wide open space, right? No possible harm whatsoever, right? But I would never fly around this whole building to scan it unless I had an FPV, because there's no way you can see where your drone is or orient yourself with it unless you have an FPV. So there's another argument with it, for it, you know, because to me it's such a better, safer way to fly. So as soon as I got my FPV, I sat over here and then I just flew around it. Actually, this one I did very early when I got my FPV, and I scanned it, even with the low resolution 720, and it came out. I posted a point cloud. But what I want to show you is the model. And here I have this connected through my Dropbox. So you just download it here. It should come up. Download. And it should go directly into Google Google Earth. So I use Google Sketch to actually model the final one, which is a lot like Form Z and stuff like that. But here it is in Google Earth. And so this is something that I've had a lot of fun with, because it's a 3D interactive Google Sketch model, but this is a model of a building that is not, you know, there's no 3D data in my area for it. Now, I actually didn't finish it, but I was just using that whole, I just accidentally flew into it. But I was just using, if I click on it again, it'll take me to the front view. But so here is the model. It loads directly into Google Sketch. It goes directly in here. And in fact, I have what is known as a, I have this, for some reason this isn't working. I have a 3D mouse that allows me to fly around it. But anyway, so there it is, and I used Google Sketch, and I didn't finish this because, you know, the photo scan actually was actually better in a way that the textures were coming up directly. Where once I photographed it, it used the textures. So, but this is nice because this is a building in our area, and over here you have to actually have 3D model. So I actually turned it off so you could see the one 3D model that I use. But if you wanted to actually see this, if you wanted to see the actual geometry for all of these buildings here, you would have to have this, and there's another preference somewhere in here for using the model geometry that comes in. So as you can see, there's Google, and you can see how the model geometry with Google is just kind of it's clunky. I think Apple has another version. Now here's my model on top of that. It's nice. It looks just like the area. But with all this data, you know, and drones and all of that stuff, it's great ways to survey the area and to build geometry. So I've been having a real blast with this again. I'm really surprised. Let me see if I can connect this again. My 3D mouse here. It's not working for some reason. I should have tested it. But it gives me a nice fly through kind of feeling, so I'm going to exit that. So I don't like, so here it is. As you can see, the geometry that you can build in a 3D modeler is much more, it's much cleaner. And they also do have like legacy models. So let's see if I can go to some of the other buildings. So this is really integrated nicely with SketchUp. And it was all very quick and easy to learn. FormZ also probably does something like it, but it's a really great, the whole interface with that. So here's a building. I didn't put the side textures on it because, as you can see, it's a dilapidated old area, right? Yeah, love it. But so I snuck in it from like somewhere over here, and it's really great because it's such a vast space inside, and it's great because all of this stuff is integrated and you can load it up. I think there's ECM, but it's great for just all kinds of Google in general is great for all types of excavations and learning stuff. And so to have the drone, it actually helps because you can get sizes, like, you know, the actual proportions really quickly. So here's the ECMC. And so there's several buildings. You know, in general, there's buildings that I guess other people modeled, and so you can download those and load those in. And so I was gonna model this, but when I realized, like, hey, it's already done, I could just, you know, load this in. And so there's several sites in here that I'm gonna probably do my church. So I have been going around modeling. Here's another area. This is basically where I find my drone. And so I usually load my logo in like that. But if you move it off of the hard drive, you won't be able to see it. But it's just great technology. I just didn't realize how great it really was until I started playing around with this. And so I believe this is actually where you see me flying my drone a lot. And there's that bypass. So usually I have that. So I just marked it as that. And there, you can see the building there. And you can probably see, like, downtown. Like I say, my space mouse for some reason isn't working. I wonder why. Just check my preferences real quick. Should be working. You can set it up to work in different applications. So this is really fun. And it works really good in SketchUp as well. So maybe it's just bad connection or I need to restart it. The computer computer was acting funny. But I'm using also a very small window because Apple has this really bad, what they did with their QuickTime is just really incredible. Incredibly non-Apple-ish. So anyhow, so I just wanted to show, somebody asked me some questions about it, and so I just wanted, well, actually, I've been just sharing all this information, so, as I usually do. But, you know, hey, it was a lot of fun doing this stuff. It's interesting for visualization. So if you did have a site that you wanted to set up, let's say there was a lot or something, or wanted to see what a building looked like according to the area and the layout, this is an already built interactive type of setup for it. So, you know, so it loads in locally, but to actually get the to get it to so other people can load this up, you you have to submit it. And so I didn't submit this because, like I say, I didn't do the textures right. When I was first learning SketchUp, I was just learning how to do the textures, and I wasn't paying attention to it actually loading up. I was more concerned about modeling, you know, what I can model. And so the textures didn't really come out right. So I wouldn't publish it, and I don't feel like doing it over. I don't really have the time to do it over right now. But I do plan, I enjoyed this technology. I enjoyed 3D scanning. And this all has to do with all the types of different studying I'm doing with environmental kind of stuff. So, you know, so AVT is still AVT and doing what AVT does. So, enjoy. It's a big world out there. Enjoy it. God bless.